On October 4th, 2021, there was a shooting at Thomas Jefferson Hospital in Philadelphia.
Our following breaking news: a deadly shooting inside Thomas Jefferson University Hospital led to a major manhunt through the streets of Philadelphia.
That manhunt ended in a shootout with police where 2 officers were wounded. The violent rampage at the Center City Hospital started just after midnight. Police say a nursing assistant killed his co-worker, also a nursing assistant, on Jefferson's 9th floor.
The gunman then took off in a U-Haul truck around 1:30 in the morning. Passers-by flagged down officers, telling them a man was brandishing a long gun in the Parkside section, and that's where the gun battle with police ensued.
As always, we will break down the hidden symbolism found in this event, and we will also connect it with other orchestrated satanic ritual human sacrifice events from the past to show that they are all connected. We do this in order to prove that these events are not random, but instead are carefully planned blood sacrifices carried out by members of occult secret societies at the direction of demonic entities in an effort to bring forth the liberation of the king of the bottomless pit and the rise of the Antichrist and its new world order. The address of Jefferson Hospital is 111 South 11th Street, which gives us the number 311. Revelation 3:11 declares, "Behold, I come quickly. Hold fast that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown." This scripture points to the return of Messiah. However, in this case, they are using it to point to the coming of the false Messiah. We know this is true because the number 11 points to the Antichrist, who is also the 11th horn or little horn, as found in Daniel chapter 7, verses 7 through 8.
Little horn. Most uncouth.
Police rushed to Thomas Jefferson Hospital at 11th and Chestnut Streets, where officers say an armed 55-year-old man wearing scrubs walked in, then went up to the 9th floor and fatally shot a co-worker, a 43-year-old nursing assistant. It happened just after midnight.
Authorities say 55-year-old Stacy Hayes entered the hospital around midnight wearing blue scrubs and a mask and carrying bags of guns. Hayes walked past several people on his way to the 9th floor, where police say he shot 43-year-old Henry James 6 times. The period of time between midnight and 1 a.m. is known as the witching hour, whilst 3 a.m. to first light is known as the devil's hour. He was wearing the color blue, a reference to Lucifer and the Blue Devils. Remember Kanye West's Jesus is King album, which was a reference to the rise of the king of the bottomless pit, or Lucifer rising, also used the color blue. The name Stacy means resurrection, whether from death or the act of causing something that had ended or been forgotten or lost to exist again. The name Hayes comes from the name of a Celtic sun god and god of the underworld, A. Therefore, the name Hayes means son of fire, the son of the god of the underworld. The name Henry comes from Andre, which comes from Andrew, meaning man. The name James comes from Jacob, which means supplanter and usurper, the one who takes the place of another. Therefore, the names of the shooter and victim in this event point to the resurrection or rebirth of the sun god, the god of fire and of the underworld, in the form of a man as the Antichrist, the usurper, the one who under false pretenses will assume the position of God and who will oppose the true and living God.
Be still and know that I am God. Know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth.
Revelation 17:11 describes this man in this manner. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and goeth into perdition. The final Antichrist is the eighth and final iteration of seven archetypes of this spirit of rebellion incarnate that have preceded his existence. We know Obama's logo is the rising sun, which points to the rebirth of the sun god. The date this event occurred was October 4th, which can be expressed as 8/4, since Octo means 8, and October was originally the 8th month. 8/4 is a reference to Obama's birthday. This shooting occurred on the 9th floor, and according to Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, the number 9 represents Satan. The shooter was 55 years old. Previously, we discovered that the number 55 represents death, as found in the song "Oh 55" by Tom Waits. The number 55 also represents the pyramid hand sign, because this sign is made by using 5 fingers on each hand. The victim was 43 years old, and 4 + 3 = 7, and he was shot 6 times. This gives us the number 76, which points to the spirit of 76, which is the spirit of rebellion. Also, 7 + 6 = 13, the number of rebellion. This shooting occurred in Philadelphia. Thus, the number 76 connects to the Philadelphia 76ers. Phila comes from the word philos, which means love, thus the love of the spirit of rebellion. This also connects back to Obama's speech during the D20 at the American Revolution Museum in Philadelphia, where he spoke about the importance of the next 76 days.
Tonight, I want to talk as plainly as I can about the stakes in this election. Because what we do these next 76 days will echo through generations to come. I'm in Philadelphia.
Remember, the D20 logo has the Baphomet symbol in the middle of the letter D, symbolizing Baphomet, or the devil, the god of death, bringing death and change to America. We know this to be true because the letter D represents the Dalet, Delta, or pyramid, which is the symbol for change. This also connects to Obama and his meeting with the Deltas, as well as his announcement that change has come to America.
But tonight, because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
The D20 is also a reference to the D20 system, which is a role-playing game system published in 2000 by Wizards of the Coast. It was originally developed for the 3rd edition of Dungeons and Dragons. The system is named after the 20-sided dice, which are central to the core mechanics of the game. Clearly, the mention of Dungeons and Dragons is a reference to the dragon, who is the devil and Satan, the king of the bottomless pit, who will be released from his dungeon or prison, as found in Revelation chapter 9, verse 11. The 20-sided dice is the same as Metatron's cube, which consists of 13 concentric circles. Once again, the number 13 represents rebellion. Obama was connected with this symbol during his appearance at Les Napoleons. The name Napoleon is a reference to Apollyon, the destroyer, the king of the bottomless pit. This connects back to Kanye West's listening party for his album Donda, which was held in Chicago. As we discussed previously, the name Donda is a reference to Abaddon, which is the Hebrew name for the king of the bottomless pit, while Apollyon is his Greek name. This is also the reason Kanye set himself on fire while singing "I'm Free," as a reference to the setting free or releasing of Abaddon or Apollyon. As an interesting side note, the artist Kendi Wally, who painted Obama's presidential portrait, which, when combined with Nas's album cover, shows Obama being crowned as the serpent and king of the Garden of Eden, also painted his own version of Napoleon. This portrait was displayed next to the original portrait of Napoleon crossing the Alps in a show at the Brooklyn Museum from January 24th to March 12th, 2020. The name Brooklyn actually means broken land and points to the death and change that is coming to America and brought by Apollyon, the king of the bottomless pit.
MONIGY.